The fish basket goddess and the dragon king. Long, long time ago, in ancient Luoyang, the roads leading to the great city were always busy. People came from faraway villages, mountains, and towns to visit the capital. Merchants arrived with carts full of silk, tea, and spices. Young scholars traveled with their books, hoping to pass the difficult imperial examinations and become important officials. Families came for fun days in the city, buying sweet cakes and sesame candies while watching puppet shows, acrobats, and colorful lion dancers.
But before anyone could enter the city, they had to cross a wide river called the Luoyang River. Every day, the docks were crowded. People stepped carefully into wooden boats, laughing and chatting as the boats rocked gently on the water that shimmered like green silk. While floating across the river, families opened their shiny lacquer lunchboxes and shared delicious food: soft pork buns, fragrant ginger chicken, steamed fish, and sweet tea.
It was a happy journey. But deep under the river lived the mischievous Dragon King. One morning, the Dragon King woke up in a terrible mood. His whiskers twitched, and his long tail flicked angrily. "I'm bored," he growled. So he thrashed his mighty tail. Whoosh! Huge waves rose like mountains. The peaceful river suddenly roared and twisted. Boats tipped over and capsized. Splash! People tumbled into the water. Fathers, mothers, grandfathers, grandmothers, children, dogs, and even cats. The Dragon King laughed loudly. "Ha! Look at that boy splashing like a wet rat, and that round man floating like a watermelon. Oh, that poor dog lost his bone." From that day on, the Dragon King loved this terrible game. Whenever boats crossed the river, he would make giant waves just to watch people fall into the water. One afternoon, after struggling to reach the shore, a little girl sat down and began to cry. "My pork bun fell in the river," she sniffled. "Now I have nothing to eat." Beside her, her soaked little cat meowed sadly, shaking water from its fur. High above in heaven, the compassionate goddess Guanyin heard the girl crying.
Guanyin loved all living creatures. She could not ignore suffering. "I must help them," she said softly.
She floated down from the heavenly palace and stood at the riverbank where the waves crashed against the shore.
Dragon King, she called.
Deep underwater, the Dragon King was dreaming about a huge feast of shrimp and crab when he heard her voice. Annoyed, he rose from the water. When he saw a beautiful young woman standing alone by the river, he blinked in surprise. Guanyin bowed politely.
"Honorable Dragon King," she said gently, "your waves may look exciting, but they are causing great suffering. Please stop making them."
The Dragon King burst into loud laughter. "Ha! Ha! Ha! Of course I know!" he boomed. "That's why it's fun!" Guanyin tried again. "But many good people are being hurt." "Who cares?" the Dragon King sneered. To show off his power, he roared like thunder and slammed his tail into the water. Boom! Waves rose as tall as mountains. Guanyin realized that kindness alone would not change the Dragon King's mind, so she returned to heaven to think of a clever plan. The next day she came back, but not as a goddess. This time, she disguised herself as a young fish seller carrying a large bamboo basket filled with shiny silver fish. She walked into the busy marketplace of Luoyang and set down her basket. The fish sparkled in the sunlight, and the beautiful fish seller smiled warmly. Soon, a crowd gathered. In no time at all, every fish was sold. But the people stayed, admiring the mysterious fish seller.
With sparkling eyes, she said, "Since I have no more fish to sell, let us play a game."
Everyone leaned closer. "The man who throws the most money into my basket will become my husband." The crowd gasped with excitement.
"But," she continued, "any money that misses the basket will be used to build a bridge across the river."
A young man frowned. "How will we know who throws the most?" Another man sighed. "I'm too poor to compete." A third laughed loudly. The basket is huge, no one could miss." Soon the men began tossing coins, copper, silver, even gold, into the basket. But something very strange happened. Not a single coin landed inside. It was as if the coins had eyes and were distracted by the fish seller's dazzling beauty. They bounced and rolled all over the ground instead. The crowd tried repeatedly, but every coin was missed. Day after day, people continued to play the game. Coins piled up in great heaps. And slowly, using the money, workers began building a strong stone bridge across the river. A year later, a magnificent bridge stretched from one side of the river to the other. Families could now cross safely without boats. Children skipped across the bridge with their parents. Grandparents walked slowly with their grandchildren. Dogs wagged their tails. Cats padded proudly beside them. The Dragon King watched from the water. No boats, no waves, no one is falling into the river. Without people to dunk on, his terrible game ended forever. Soon he became so bored that he lost the power to make waves at all, and the people of Luoyang lived happily and safely ever after. Some say that if you walk across the bridge on a quiet evening, you might see a beautiful woman carrying a fish basket, smiling kindly at the travelers she once helped. Because Guanyin never forgets those in need. Moral of the story: wisdom and kindness are stronger than anger and cruelty. Sometimes the best way to solve a problem is not with force, but with clever thinking and compassion. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.